Welcome back to The Unseen Hand, where we dig deep into the world's most mysterious and chilling cases. Today, we're examining the harrowing Atlanta child murders that took place between 1979 and 1981. Over a 2-year period, at least 28 children, adolescents, and adults were murdered, leaving the community in fear and despair. Though Wayne Williams was convicted for 2 of the adult murders, the majority of the child murders remain unsolved, and some believe there may have been multiple killers involved. We'll use all known data to determine, on a scale of 1 to 100, who was most likely to have committed these heinous crimes. We'll also investigate possible cover-ups, whether the killings truly stopped, and where the main suspects are today. Between 1979 and 1981, the city of Atlanta was gripped by a terrifying series of murders targeting primarily African American children, adolescents, and adults. The community was on edge as the body count continued to rise, and despite the involvement of local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, the killer or killers remained at large. The murders were characterized by the victims' disappearances, followed by the discovery of their bodies, often strangled or asphyxiated, near wooded areas or bodies of water. Wayne Williams, a young African-American freelance photographer and aspiring music producer, became the primary suspect in the case. In 1981, Williams was stopped by police near a bridge after they heard a loud splash, suspecting that he may have dumped a body into the river. Although no body was found that night, a few days later, the body of Nathaniel Cater, a 27-year-old man, was discovered downstream. Investigators found fibers and dog hairs on some of the victims' bodies that were linked to Williams' home and car. In February 1982, Williams was convicted of the murders of Nathaniel Cater and Jimmy Ray Payne, both adults. Despite the lack of direct evidence linking him to the child murders, law enforcement believed they had caught the killer and effectively closed the cases. However, many have questioned Williams' guilt in the child murders. Some believe that the murders may have been committed by multiple killers or even a child trafficking ring. Several alternate suspects have been proposed over the years, such as the KKK, a pedophile ring, and even members of the victims' families. In this section, we'll delve into the evidence and weigh the likelihood of each suspect's guilt on a scale of 1 to 100, based on factors such as motive, opportunity, and connections to the victims. Our AI says Wayne Williams is only 62% likely to have committed all the murders. Despite his conviction for 2 adult murders, significant doubt remains about his involvement in the child murders. However, the fiber and hair evidence found on several victims cannot be ignored. Our AI says the KKK is only 40% likely to have committed all the murders. Some investigators believe that the KKK may have been involved in the murders, particularly given the racial tensions in Atlanta at the time. However, the lack of concrete evidence linking them to the crimes makes this theory less likely. Our AI says a pedophile ring is only 73% likely to have committed all the murders. The possibility of a pedophile ring operating in Atlanta during that time is chilling. Some evidence, such as the use of ligatures and the locations where the bodies were found, suggests that sexual predators may have been involved in some of the murders. However, the lack of conclusive evidence makes it difficult to assign a higher likelihood to this theory. Our AI says a family members is only 13% likely to have committed all the murders. Although some family members of the victims were considered as suspect, the likelihood of them being involved in the murders is relatively low. There's no solid evidence to support the involvement of any family members, and the sheer number of victims makes it improbable that the killings were carried out by people close to the victims. Throughout the investigation, there were rumors of a cover-up by law enforcement or other government agencies. Some believe that the true scope of the crimes was downplayed to avoid widespread panic, while others argue that a more sinister motive, such as protecting a powerful pedophile ring, was at play. The lack of transparency and closure in the investigation has left many unanswered questions. The murders seem to have stopped after Williams' arrest, leading some to believe that he was indeed the killer. However, others argue that the killings may have continued, but were either unreported or misclassified as accidental death, suicides, or unrelated homicides. Without additional evidence, it's impossible to say for certain whether the murders truly ceased. Wayne Williams remains in prison, serving 2 life sentences for the murders of Nathaniel Cater and Jimmy Ray Payne. Despite maintaining his innocence in the child murders, he has been denied parole multiple times. The other suspects mentioned previously have never been officially charged or convicted in connection with the Atlanta child murders, and their current whereabouts vary. The Atlanta child murders remain one of the most haunting and complex cases in American history. With so many unanswered questions and alternate theories, it's difficult to determine who was truly responsible for these horrifying crimes. While Wayne Williams remains the most likely suspect, there's still enough doubt and mystery to keep the case open in the minds of many. The victims and their families deserve the truth, and until that truth is uncovered, the chilling legacy of the Atlanta child murders will continue to haunt the city and the nation. Thank you for watching The Unseen Hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Atlanta child murders, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more unsolved mysteries, true crime, and conspiracy theories. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of our latest videos. Stay curious and stay tuned for more.